From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good morning. Welcome to the first Sunday of February, and sure enough, that atmospheric river is welcoming us with open arms. Really is the best way to put it. High is going to be in the mid to upper 50s in the valley today. We'll be lucky to break 40 in a lot of portions of Siskiyou and Modoc County. In fact, some of us will be in the upper 30s, and out towards the eastern mountains, Plumas County, Lassen County, we'll call it about mid 40s or so. So yeah, definitely a little cooler today. Along the coast, we're going to be in the mid to upper 40s. We're not quite falling in line with the valley. A couple of us might flirt with 60 down south portions of the valley, but I don't think that's going to be any sort of widespread situation. And otherwise, we got a lot to talk about, right? First things first, I want to point you towards useful resource. Mike was also talking about this. If you want to take a look at road conditions, go over to the website, weathernorcal.com, and on the homepage, one of the key things you'll see, courtesy of your friends, Caltrans District 2, they have a lot of great cameras around here. If you want to see road conditions at a glance, that is the resource to do it. Totally free, anytime, any day, 24/7. And also, over on Mike's Facebook page, which of course I help run there, you'll see me posting on the weekends. Mike Kruger, Weather NorCal. I'll have more this morning at 8 on what we can expect as far as advisories are concerned. Winter storm watches, winter storm warning, flood area warnings, things like this, things like that, right? I'm going to talk more about that over on the Facebook page at 8, so tune in there. Here, we're going to break down the forecast. So let's see what we have in store for today and honestly the next 7 days, because it is going to be rambunctious, right? We've been talking about this atmospheric river, so to speak, which again is more than just a catchphrase, right? It is actually a useful term. People say, oh, they're calling everything atmospheric river, but really it is very a specific sort of thing, right? And it's called that as the stream of moisture pushes into the North State. Snow level is going to be decreasing over the next couple of days, but still we got a lot of rainfall before we get back to round 2, which is going to be Thursday. So through today, continuing with that rain, continuing with that snow widespread across the area. The axis of it is starting to shift just a little bit as we head through the next several hours. We're starting to see it become slightly more tilted in the northeast to southwest direction, but that's as the moisture just continues to push. You can see that maxima down there. That's where we have those flood advisories, those flood watches as well. It's no surprise because that's going to be our maxima as far as rainfall totals are concerned. Snowfall totals probably going to maximize somewhere up here, Siskiyou County and the mountains east of the valley. By the way, Mount Shasta is already starting out with like 60 inches of snow there on the summit, so we're going to pick up probably a couple more feet of that when all is said and done with it. The ski slopes not going to be hurting for this time of year. That much is for sure. So we're going to continue to see that through Monday and into Tuesday as well. I think there's a little bit of a lull creeping in here as we head towards the midweek. So we're going to kind of get in between systems, not in a huge way. We're not going to be dry, but notice as this system kind of swings through, as we just saw there on the Futurecast, we get kind of isolated and scattered with that moisture. Again, not totally dry, but also not a total washout. That's going to be through Wednesday. So Tuesday, that kind of pushes off to our east. And notice what I'm talking about there. For Wednesday, it becomes more isolated. Still some stuff going on, showers, maybe a few sprinkles in the lower elevations, but still snow levels are going to be dropping down 3,000, 2,500 feet, even lower. And then Thursday, another big system sweeps through, brings in some colder air, and that's whenever we really start to see kind of a round 2, so to speak. That's kind of what I'm calling that, round 2. Wednesday is sort of your intermission, so to speak, of the widespread stuff, but this first system is still really pretty robust. Just through Monday, just through the next day or two, we're seeing solid double-digit rainfall totals down there south and east of the valley where those aerial flood watches are, and might even see some warnings pop up, you know, with any luck or with any unluck, I guess you could say. But the baseline across the area is 3-4 inches, right? So we're seeing a lot of rain out there. I'll tell you what, the reservoirs definitely won't be hurting when all's said and done with this. So yeah, a little bit of rain never hurt anybody, and by a little, I mean a lot. So we're going to be seeing that wet pattern stick around for the next several days, a little further inland as well. Of course, no difference there, but you really can see out here towards Trinity County, upper elevations, especially out towards some of those reserves, those snow levels really starting to drop as the Arctic air takes hold across the area. Like I said, we're going to be talking maybe 3,000, 2,000 feet when all is said and done with it at times across the area. Again, that's just kind of a sign of the times with that colder air really taking hold across the area. Mount Shasta City, you can see that same thing, right? Notice here, snow levels really dropping well below those summits, of course. I mean, goodness gracious, of course that's the case. So we're going to be seeing go down 5,000 feet, 3,500 feet, down to 2,000 feet. That stuff lingering all the way through the end of the week. Alturas and Modoc County, it's the same story. We'll be lucky to break freezing, in fact, sometimes by the time we're heading through midweek, because that Arctic air is really going to make itself known in a pretty big way. Eastern mountains, we're going to be back down to the 30s by Wednesday, Thursday as well. So that intermission period between systems also ushers in that really cold air there for the next several days. Yeah, very much cold, very much rainy, very much snowy. Take your pick, you know, whatever microclimate you're in, we're all seeing that rambunctious weather. But hey, like I said, you know what? At least we're not in a drought. That much is for sure. Redding, pretty much all of Valley, it's the same story. We're going to be seeing those temperatures cool down a little bit. We'll probably call it 5 to 7 degrees or so as we head through the next 3-4 days. By midweek, we'll probably be talking upper 40s, near 50 or so for highs. So the next couple of days are really going to be the warmest days of the week. And I say warmest relatively because obviously it's not going to be warm. But yeah, keep that umbrella on hand. You are definitely going to make that an investment you are glad you made because it is going to be wet in the Valley, right? So enjoy the week. Do what you can with it. Of course, you know, good sleeping weather for a lot of us out there. Nice February conditions as far as February is concerned anyways. I've definitely seen worse. So, hey, like I said, at least it's not a drought. Thanks for joining me for this forecast update. I'll be back with you at 12 p.m. for more Fresh from the Weather NorCal Command Center, and I'll see you then.